I know you guys saw the thumbnail and you thought to yourself, my God, is this right here a joke? Well, sadly, it needs some actual explaining. So let's go ahead and roll this.
It was an amazing turnout, one of the biggest turnouts they've had in a while. Mises Caucus swept everything, swept the EC. I also actually became a delegate, which I'll talk about in a second. But I mean, the big news is essentially for me, there's a couple big things that happened at the convention that impact all of us. I received the nomination for the Libertarian Party candidate for governor. I have the official party endorsement. Kind of like in control of the party would get behind. But really, I mean, what you guys need to hear, and I am serious about this, is most of our resources are actually going to go to Jeremy Kauffman for Senate. Because my friend, founder of Library and Odyssey, Jeremy Kauffman, got the nomination for Senate yesterday at the convention. And this is actually the race that I want people to donate to. This is the race that I'm going to be working to.
No, Karlyn Borysenko is not running for governor of New Hampshire. However, I think what she is doing is actually much, much worse. You see, I made a video a while back. As a matter of fact, I think I've made about 3 or 4 videos on Karlyn Borysenko about why it is that conservatives should stay away from Karlyn Borysenko. And in that video, I basically alluded to the fact that people like Karlyn Borysenko, people who claim they have left the Democratic Party or claim they left the left, never really and truly left the actual left, and that they would actually do more to hurt conservatives in the long term. Well, Borysenko, obviously, seeing how most conservatives are tired of her actually judging them, has decided to take a new route. This time to try to uproot, really, the Republican Party instead of the Democratic Party. And I don't think this woman even understands what she is doing. But I'll explain that here in this video here in a second. But first, before we do that, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button for the algorithm. Make sure you guys leave a comment. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but I want you guys to please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm a few subscribers away from 500, so that way we can start using the actual community tab. I guess the YouTube algorithm's kind of stymied a little bit. That's the reason why I'm not there yet, but I mean, it is what it is. It could be my own fault too. But let's go ahead and dive into this. So I said that Karlyn Borysenko, basically, when she came over to the right, what she did was she was starting to judge conservatives, and she wants to be a little bit more liberal. I have argued that you can kind of make your party a little bit more moderate to be a little bit more appealing, but not exactly liberal. If you make it liberal, you're basically electing a Democrat. By the way, someone like Karlyn Borysenko, I got to ask the question, if you can't stand Democrats so much, or you hate Democrats now like you claim you do, you must have a serious problem, because you actually love the fact that they're actually in charge of you. You see, New Hampshire is being ran by Republicans right now. Okay, they have an actual full Republican majority right now in the legislation, and not to mention they have Sununu. Sununu, in my opinion, is not really that conservative. He's more of a moderate. Of course, he says some things that might make you think he's a liberal Republican, but he's really more of a moderate. That's how he actually governs in that state. Sununu, of course, he was somebody that they wanted to run for the actual Senate, and he may still be running. I'm not sure. I mean, he did say he was not, but there's always the possibility he could come right back to doing that. And Karlyn Borysenko now supporting the Libertarian candidate. This is who I want you to donate your money to, is who she said. Basically, is proof that she never really and truly left the left, and she actually prefers Democrats actually running that state rather than actual Republicans. Okay, 2022, the national environment is going to heavily favor Republicans. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, look, this right here is not really going to mean anything. But still, at the same time, though, I got to hear her and people like Tim Pool and them talk about the Mises Caucus. Let me help you guys out with something really quick. I am not against libertarians, okay? I'm not against that at all. As a matter of fact, I even have some libertarian leanings. However, libertarians love to use the whole argument of, like, let's say, we'll take tech censorship, for example. They like to use the old, it's a private company, they can do whatever they want. Okay, cool. But what happens when that private company begins to stomp on your rights, your freedom of speech, which you claim you're for? You guys see what I'm saying? These same people also supported Jo Jorgensen, who was a left-leaning libertarian who was actually in favor of cancel culture, which suggests to me she was never really truly a libertarian. So I got to kind of wonder. Now, someone like Rand Paul, I can get behind, because Rand Paul is a bit more conservative, even though he is a libertarian. I've always said bringing in the economical ideals and bringing in the freedom aspects, but with accountability, would be the right way to go if you wanted to bring these people in. But as you guys can see, they obviously love the idea of actual Democrats being in office, because only thing libertarians do is serve to split the vote. As a matter of fact, and somebody's going to say, oh, there's no proof of that. Okay, I'll give you proof. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use the scenarios right quick, and you guys can go and research them all. I'll even leave links in the description box for you guys of third-party candidates, libertarians, or even left-leaning libertarians or Green Party candidates, screwing over the party, the person who's actually more politically aligned with them in past elections. 2016, while Gary Johnson did not cost Donald Trump the election, he did take votes away from him in the states of New Mexico, Arizona. He did take votes away from him in Colorado. He did take votes away from him in Nevada. Trump could have won those states. I mean, he did win Arizona, but he could have gotten Nevada, Colorado, and New Mexico. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Joe Jorgensen took votes away as well in 2020. Maybe not as many as you might would think, but she did take some votes away. 2000, get this right here. This was a very, very good one. The 2000 election, Ralph Nader took votes away from Al Gore in that election, and while I'm glad Al Gore was never president, you guys see what I'm saying, he took votes away that Al Gore could have used because that state was razor thin. I mean, hell, they had like a whole, 20 or 30 recounts in that state. Also another one, Ross Perot, 1996. While I do not think that Ross Perot costed George Herbert Walker Bush the election, Bob Dole the election, he did hurt Bob Dole's chances of getting elected in some of these states or going in that way, making that election being an actual landslide. 1992, Ross Perot did in fact screw George Herbert Walker Bush. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's what Karlyn Borysenko is doing right now is actually more hurtful to the Republican man and to the Republican Party. And as I've said before, this woman right here never really and truly changed. She just got upset because people got mean with her in her own group. So she said, well, screw this. I'm out. I'm no longer voting Democrat because you people were absolutely insane. Look at this girl's tweets. Look at this woman's tweets. For someone who's supposedly a psychologist, she isn't exactly showing any type of mental strength or mental resolve. I mean, look at this crap. I mean, she even blocked me, which, of course, I still think is kind of funny that she did because it was over something 2A related. And just the mere fact that you guys should have been able to call, we should have called this from the start. I've been sitting here saying, don't allow this woman anywhere near the Republican Party. This, of course, was after her stances on CRT. She needed to go right then and there. CRT is definitely anti-white, if you guys know what I'm saying. It's anti-anything that appears to be successful. It's also super anti-Asian, if you guys know what I'm saying. Actually read the actual manifesto, the doctrine within CRT, and you will see that. There's no way in hell you can come up with an argument that says that CRT is not anti-white. The minute she did that right there, the alarms went off in the back of my head, said, get this woman out of here. Do not allow her anywhere near conservatives because she's going to screw us over in the long run with her beliefs. And as I said before, for someone who's so anti-Democratic Party, why are you going out of your way to get the Democrat elected? Tim Pool does the same crap. Well, Republicans don't really do anything. Okay, they're not the damn majority, so what the hell can they do? They don't have the presidency right now. They do have a lot of local state legislations, and guess what they do in those states? They govern their state. They can't govern the entire damn country, Tim. You see, this is the reason why I say that you've got to actually look at people and look at their actual honest-to-God arguments and look into them, if you guys know what I'm saying. Somebody coming out here saying, well, look, man, we're going to start supporting libertarians, but yet we don't like the Democratic Party. Dude, you're getting the Democrat elected. I prefer you just stay home, okay? Or you come back out when somebody on a major platform is actually running on the ideals that you like, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what you are doing is you are actually hurting conservatives and re-electing Democrats. And as you guys have seen in my previous videos, I said before, Karlyn Borysenko would go out of her way to end up doing this. She couldn't change the Republican Party because she's freaking crazy as hell. She can't change the Democratic Party because they're not going to accept her. Right now, she's politically homeless, so she figured, okay, well, I'm going to hurt the Republican Party, thinking she's going to hurt both. But in reality, she's just going to be hurting Republicans, getting more Democrats elected. And then they're going to sit there and say, well, how the hell did this person get elected? They got elected because you helped them, you dope. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign up in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.